Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at this new offering from Reate called the Valkyrie. And this is actually an interesting collaboration between Vince Roberts of Fort Henry Custom Knives, Faisal Yamin, who is a knife designer, as well as Reate, the manufacturer for this particular knife. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. We'll go through the specs, overall impressions, details, and then do a few size comparisons along the way and so forth. But anyways, let's get into it. So of course it ships with the normal Reate baggie here that also has a little bit extra racers and some body screws and so forth. So pretty standard stuff at this point. But anyways, spec-wise, we are looking at a handle length of about 4.8 inches, a blade length of about 3 3/4. The handle thickness is about 0.53 inches thick. The width, let me close it again, goes from about 1.7 inches down to about like 1.5 inches and kind of tapers from there. Does use a single row ceramic bearing system. It does have a ceramic detent ball with a stainless steel insert here on the inside, and then of course actually on this one I believe it is full titanium hardware, screws, the pivot, spacers, the works. One guy on the Reate Facebook group has already anodized a complete set of hardware, so looks to be all titanium. But anyways, so that's pretty much it for the specs. I guess let's real quick do a size comparison since we just talked about the specs. Here's the Reate Horizon D. And then got a Benchmade Griptilian or Ritter here, full size. So lengthwise, the Valkyrie is actually a little bit longer than the full-size Griptilian. A little bit thinner in the handles, and then the Horizon D. These two are relatively the same size. So anyways, let's get back to this. Overall impressions, I actually really like the knife. It's got really great lines. This knife is all about design. Faisal did an excellent job just creating just a beautiful knife. I mean, yeah, every element of this knife has just been gone over in great detail. And then that coupled with Reate's excellent quality, it really is a winner. So yeah, just a really cool offering. It's different from a lot of my collection. I haven't had any kind of upswept Persian style blades or even recurves for a while here, so this one's really cool to add to the collection. Diversifies what I have a little bit, makes it exciting. So yeah, so now let's get into the details. So overall impressions, yeah, really happy with the knife. Detail wise, so again, this was essentially commissioned by Vince Roberts of Fort Henry Custom Knives. He had kind of a design idea. He took it to Faisal Yamin, and they kind of talked about it or worked on it. Faisal did the the majority of the heavy lifting as far as the design goes, and then he sent that over to Reate, and they incorporated the features that they like, such as stainless steel lock insert, ceramic bearings, and we're left with just a wonderful knife. The fit and finish is absolutely excellent, so really smooth, great flipping action. Let's go ahead and break it down then. Oh, another interesting thing, only 80 of these were actually made. There should have been equal parts bronze, such as mine. The other was a light blue, and then there were some that were just plain titanium with a stone wash. So anyways, that's kind of the background on the knife. They'll actually be doing another collaboration, same format, commissioned by Vince at Fort Henry Custom Knives. Designed by Faisal Yamin and then built by Reate towards the end of the year. They're hoping to have M390 in lieu of the S35vn and a few other upgraded features, kind of more along the lines of perhaps the Reate Horizon D, material-wise, I suppose. So anyways, should be cool to look for that. It is going to be offered, of course, exclusively through Fort Henry Custom Knives, as he did commission this and then the subsequent build. So pretty exciting prospect. But yeah, so as I mentioned, this is an S35vn Blade. As you can see by the mark there, there's Faisal's maker's mark, and I do apologize if I'm pronouncing his name incorrectly. The Reate mark, and that's pretty much it. So really nice stonewash blade here, really even stonewash. It looks really good. So of course it does have this slight recurve in the blade, which transitions into this beautiful upswept tip here. So just a really cool, really unique blade shape. We don't see these too often. Some of the other ones that come to mind are probably the Benchmade Bedlam and the Spyderco Lacy Zabo folder. So, but yeah, really cool fuller that transitions into the handle, and the fuller does stop right there, as you can see, probably the corner of it. You go back a little further onto the blade, and you're going to run into the inset track for the ceramic detent, or the ceramic balls that it runs on. So fuller stops right about there, if you can see that. But yeah, great consistent edge, nice and sharp. Again, features we've come to expect from Reate at this point. Now, you do have a forward, kind of a forward cant flipper tab with jimping on the top. The detent is actually pretty strong on this one, which results in a really solid flip. And then as soon as you overcome the disengage the lock bar, really smooth, even smoother than the Horizon D, which I just showed you guys a little bit ago. Jimping up here on the top, and this jimping is absolute perfection. This is some of the nicest jimping that I've ever had my hands on. So it grips, but it doesn't cut the thumb at all, and it just really locks you in. So David, if you watch this, I want this jimping on all of your future models. It's perfect. Then there's kind of a little dip here in the blade, so you can kind of choke up even further if you need to. So yeah, really cool blade, great jimping on the flipper tab and the back of the blade there as well. So there's your stop pin. Yeah. All right, now we come to the handle. Again, titanium pivot here on both sides. Nice looking pivot, matches really well. I like that the body screws and the pivot are the same color throughout. Gives it a nice flow through the design. You do have titanium standoffs, and there is jimping here on the back. So from an ergonomic standpoint, this knife is tremendously comfortable. You have these kind of cutouts here in the bottom of the handle so that your fingers kind of lock in there. And then that, coupled with the 0.53 inch thickness on the handle, makes it really easy to carry and really comfortable in the hand. It just fits just really well. So now, as I mentioned, there is some jimping here on the back, so if you did grab it in the reverse grip, your thumb would have a place to go. In reality, though, I have never used a knife this way, and I've never seen anyone else use a knife this way, so it's kind of one of those things that I suppose we like to have, but the practicality of it isn't great. I mean, if you were going to buy a knife to fight with, if you're military or armed forces or something, chances are you probably have a $30 fixed blade. So, yeah. Anyways, back on topic. Also in the handle here, again, as I mentioned, you have this really cool line that transitions from the fuller into the handle. And as you can see, the milling here, which is beautifully done, kind of mimics that of a feather, if you can imagine that going through here. And this is, named the Valkyrie, and of course a Valkyrie is a part of the Norse mythology. It was, I suppose, like a winged woman or warrior who would decide who would live and die on the battlefield. So of course the feather is quite applicable if you think about those wings. So pretty cool name for a knife, a tactical knife as well. But again, really nice machining here all the way throughout. Now on the back side, you do have a 3D titanium pocket clip, and it's really cool too is that it flows with the design absolutely perfectly. So matches the shape of the handle. It's pretty similar to many of the other Reate pocket clips, so great retention, easy to extract, home run on the pocket clip. Of course, there is a stainless steel lock insert in there that's hidden. It's kind of inset a little bit, so you can't really see it from the front, but it allows for a perfect disengagement, no stick, rock solid lockup, just perfect. Blade centering is perfect, of course. And then this thing has a really nice detent. It makes a wonderful sound too. Just this metallic kind of clink sound. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Do have a lanyard hole at the back if you want to use lanyards. And yeah, again, just a really cool offering. Great fit and finish, a little different from everything else in my collection. I'm really happy with it. The only thing I might change is I'm not typically a fan of kind of the flat colors. I think this would look really cool if it got a stonewash and then was anodized like a gold, so you have kind of the gold and bronze intertwined color-wise throughout the handles. So that might be the only change I do to this one. Other than that, again, just so smooth. Great flipping action. And with only 80 of these being made, you know, they might be a little bit harder to track down. I'm sure if you check the forums, you might be able to find one. But yeah, really cool project. I think Faisal did some great work on this one. And since we're at the end of the video and some of you have already tuned out, this knife does carry a lot of similarities with the new ZT606CF, which is pretty interesting because the designs essentially both came out at the same time, both from well-respected designers, RJ Martin, Faisal Yamin. So, you know, before you guys light up the comments, totally aware, I think it was just a happy coincidence. But yeah, these did come in at about $300, so limited run, great materials, fit and finish. I'm really happy with it at the $300. So yeah, keep your eye out on Fort Henry Customs for more collaborations such as this, as well as all of his custom knives that he stocks. Vince is a pretty good guy. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. You can follow me on Instagram, also under Epic Snuggle Bunny. And then I also co-host on the Modern Neanderthal podcast that happens twice a month. So thanks for watching. Take care.